Food and weight obsession can be exhausting. Losing weight, gaining weight, dieting, feeling like a failure because you missed a workout, binged, overate, or gained all the weight back. The cycle is endless and it can be maddening. But I'm here to say you can stop the mental madness. You can take back control of your food behaviors, but you have to face your fears, you have to ask for help, and make a change. I am Leslie M. Thornton, permanent weight loss coach from hpwl.co. This is Hypnosis for Permanent Weight Loss, and I know you can make this happen. On this podcast, you will hear how to stop the mental madness, love your body, trust your food decisions so you can create a life of happiness, freedom, and inner peace. Hello, Leslie M. Thornton, Hypnosis for Permanent Weight Loss. Quick thing, my little Pomeranian dog has been big into barking lately. She seems to have gotten very comfortable with her new home. I've had her for a handful of months now, and she seems to notice when any little thing is going on around the house and likes to bark. So she may make a guest audio appearance today. And sometimes my microphone's so awesome that you can't hear it. And sometimes I think it comes through. So how is everyone doing? I have been, wow. Can anyone feel the energy of what's been going on in the world lately? I can feel it. As much as I really value just kind of knowing thyself and being on your own journey and knowing your body and trusting your own intuition and inner instincts and like making empowered choices from that space, I do look at and follow astrology and have heard that Pluto, the planet of transformation, which can create a bunch of big energy, not always bad, but sometimes can feel bad, has been somehow involved in astrology for the month of March in 2023. And I have a lot of very intuitive and I would say spiritual friends who also have been experiencing, sickness, like a lot of being sick and just different challenges. It kind of seems like the theme is that people are really being called to rise into what they are actually meant to be doing, like into their potential. And a lot in career I'm seeing of like, it's like kind of, we're being called to rise. That's what I'm noticing. And that's exactly what this episode today of my sharing a little bit more about, the transformations that have been occurring within me and how it can positively impact all of you as my listeners. And I just want to say thank you for those of you who are my listeners. I'm just, again, so grateful for technology and this space and this platform. And I just love it. And yes, so for those of you who have been long time or steady listeners, just know how much I really appreciate you and value you, even if I never know you. But I would love to know you, just so you know. And maybe there'll be opportunities to get to know you better after this podcast today and what I'm going to share. Wow, what a journey it's been. I started this podcast. It'll be 3 years this coming May. Wow, that's insane. And just kind of growing up on the podcast or evolving, I think is the better word. And what I can say is that Hypnosis for Permanent Weight Loss keeps getting better and better. Recently, I started adding to our current modules because there's so much, my vocation is in the coaching and consciousness industry. And a lot of the coaching that I end up doing live with our clients is really based off um, all of my consciousness studies and really pulling all of the studies that I've done for so many decades, or I guess at least a decade and a half, um, to really have people connect the dots and like trust this process because um, it's not like any other process as far as yeah, we're kind of like doing the opposite here in order to get emotionally and mentally free from food, body, and weight. And yeah, so I'm just really excited to start to elevate our modules and really start to add in that spiritual side of myself and my training. Um, Recently, I was getting a consultation from someone on our business and on the work that we do. And they looked at our website, which, by the way, we have a new website up. It's still the same link, but it's really fresh and it's really amazing. And all the details of our programs and some programs that I'm going to mention today are on the website if you want to take a look. It's hpwl.co. So yeah, we're kind of like giving the entire company a beautification. I also was on a call with Gina McVie. She wrote the book, The Audacity to Be Queen. It's an amazing book if you haven't checked it out. Just very empowering, which those of you who have been longtime listeners know that I'm all about women's empowerment. Just so juicy and, everything that we're up to around here. And yeah, she had really mentioned on that call around really seeing your business as a real like an extension of yourself, and like the same way that you would want to decorate your space that you live in, you kind of want to decorate your business. And I just had never had that like thought about it before. And so I had set an intention of being like, no, I really want to beautify our company because it's a beautiful company. Like the people within our company are beautiful humans. Like the experiences that our clients have is a beautiful experience. And those of you who are podcast listeners, you're the majority of the people that end up coming right into the program, because I think through this communication and this platform, that energy gets transmuted. But for the people who are coming from other ways and they don't find the podcast at first, they're probably not going to feel that same high vibe. And, my thing is we want to help as many people as possible and like call in whatever souls resonate with our mission, as powerfully as possible. And so, it's my job to make sure that whatever they're landing on is something that feels resonant and in alignment for them. And so I'm not perfect at it. We could still go much farther. But it has been my intention since then to like beautify the company. And we are totally like revamping a lot of things and making it, just like that richer experience. And when I was getting that consultation on our business and the website, they said, Leslie, that spiritual side of you is not coming through in, how you're presenting yourself or how you're communicating what it is that you do. And, they said for them personally, like that's the attractive force. Like we want to know that you like bring in the consciousness aspect to your work, and just the power of, all of it coming together, including the mindset, to get free. Like there's so many different, programs that support you with emotional eating but like what makes this special is the fact that like I mix that like powerful Aries pioneer leader energy that I have, done extensive training and leadership training around with, my Cancer rising, which is that really mother nurturing energy as well. So, really wanting that to be more of the vibe, that people are receiving so that, again, those who are a match can receive it. Um, so that's that. And the other thing in that consultation, talking about like next steps and all these types of things, was around really having it so that, basically I'm offering a larger coaching containers for clients at a higher level. And this is where like the self-worth piece comes in. I know for myself that I have a habit of definitely wanting to make other people happy, but kind of like sacrificing my own happiness just for the happiness of others. And it's like, okay, it's just better not to make anyone mad, right? I've got a team to support and I really care about their lives and their families and wanting them to succeed, right? I really care about my clients and their families and wanting them to succeed. And that will never change, but still like a little bit at the like sacrifice of myself. And not really getting clear for myself on what I want, and what my goals are, and like being willing to, have things change because, because I have my own, part of life to claim or my own goals to meet or, these types of things. And so, I really valued the feedback that I got because the people that I love working with the most in the world are just high performing people. This woman in particular was a businesswoman. It's a very successful daycare company in downstate New York, New Jersey area. And the first thing she asked me, she was just like, can you get me the result in 6 weeks instead of 8? And I said, yes. I said, no doubt, like totally by 6 weeks. And she was like, okay, so I think you should make your program 6 weeks instead of 8. Which that was just exciting to me in general. And we'd even gotten some feedback that people were like feeling great after 6. So I was just like, all right, that's amazing. And then she was just like, and, is there another coach that can actually support your program, and do the coaching in that initial program? And I'm a projector. I, don't follow human design, but I know my human design and I know how I operate best. And it's when I wait for the invitation. I'm not, supposed to be an initiator or someone, which is why I think podcast works for me and why, it's just like I'm able to receive you guys when you're ready. You hear the call to come into the program and you feel ready and aligned to like make it happen. So there was already a coach who had been really pursuing. I had actually trained him in neurolinguistic programming, timeline therapy, hypnosis, gave him official certifications, and he did so well. Like he was better than I was, just like intuitively. And I've known him for a really long time. And we just really like kept on pace. I also trained his wife and yeah, so he had been saying like how he just felt really called to coach. He had been like, working on a different program in a different avenue. But he was like, and he was already like a health coach, like, and had gone through a lot of his own big struggles with eating and weight. And he was a musician in the past and had a really unhealthy lifestyle. And then he and his wife really switched things up, but then they also had to work on the emotional and mental aspect and right, all the things. And he was just like, I just really, all I care about is that I'm impacting people's lives. And I know I can do that best through coaching. And he just kept following up and following up. And so then I got this, like, is there a coach who can, take your spot, and you could train up to do as well, if not better than you. And I said, yeah, I already know who that is. So that was kind of aligned. And then, we've been running Facebook ads and trying to, like spread the word more that way. And Facebook ads are not my favorite thing, but luckily I have an amazing assistant. Shout out to Lisa, our director of operations. And she is into it. So, yeah, just like but there's a lot that goes into that, and there's a lot of like more people to have conversations with, or get to have conversations with around where they're at. So we needed more support there. And my coach is pretty intuitive, and she was like, my sense is there's a graduate of the program who would just be like great fit for that spot. And I immediately had her name come in, and we've been working with her, and she's been doing such a good job, and she's been giving me so much like helpful things around everything that I started talking about in this podcast with, all of the like creative ideas and how to attract more people and and she just has like the biggest heart. And she's like, wow, people are really struggling out there with this. Like, how can we help them more? And, I interviewed her on the podcast. If you want to go back and check it out, it was, Imogen Courtney, and she lives in Australia, and she just did so fantastic in the program and had nothing but amazing things to say. Um, just like made of love and light, this woman, like she's just really extraordinary. She's also very good at hair and makeup. If you're ever in Australia and you need your hair and makeup done, pardon me, I have a little bit of a cold, just wiping my nose here. Um, so yeah, we're onboarding her, and yeah, really just kind of like walking in faith towards the vision, that I really have for myself and my life, which is just more expansion, more opportunities to continue to learn, right? To get more conscious, to like make more of an impact, a positive impact in the world. Um, Recently I just purchased a second home, excuse me, that's not far from where I live. I always desired to have a lake house. I grew up in the Adirondacks, and on a lake, and I always wanted my own, and just the stars aligned, and purchased that. So I've been busy furnishing that, and it's actually an offering that I have is for people to come and do personal intensive experiences at the lake house, doing NLP and just transformation work together. So if you're interested in that, you can check out the website to book a call for that, up in upstate New York. Anyway, and then, holding on to that vision. And, there's been many meditations that I've done, and the place when I felt actually like experienced my higher self, if anyone's ever done like a future self meditation, like I actually became her. um I've had meditations where I visualized um being in Thailand in this beautiful like home, like floor to ceiling windows, looking out over the ocean, like cliffs and just whatever. And when I was in Australia, I was like, when am I going to do this? Like, I got to do it now. And I booked this amazing villa. Like, I can't even tell you how amazing it was. This was several years ago, and was just like, I'm going to host a retreat at my dream location. And so I did. I had the retreat there, and it was in Thailand, and it was exactly what I pictured. And I literally felt like a different human being. Like, I tapped into like the most spiritual side of myself I've ever felt in my entire life. I felt so expansive. It felt so right. It felt so right. And authentic, like not mind, it was nothing except it just felt right. I just don't even know how to describe it. And I did some one-on-one sessions with one of the clients that was there, and it was in this beautiful room, and there was like these huge pillowed cushions, and we were just sitting across from each other, and like started out with some like meditation, and then just like really, and when we were across from each other on those meditation cushions, and I was like, I was 100% channeling the guidance that I was able to provide for him. And it was just something beyond myself. And when I'm coaching, I'm also channeling 100%. And Imogen, who is coming onto the team and she experienced my coaching, actually reflected that back just last week as we were messaging each other. And she was just like, when you're on the calls and you're channeling for people. And I've never had anyone like say that, but that's my experience. Even when I'm doing these podcast episodes, a lot of times it feels like I'm channeling, but even more when I'm interacting and coaching a client, it is like I am like it's everything to me. It's my creativity, it's my art, it's my craft, it's something I have been around for so long. The amount of years that I was just witnessing other people being coached by these like really extraordinary conscious coaches, and like, anyway, it's my thing. And hey, just in case you missed it, the Hypnosis for Permanent Weight Loss book is hot and ready for you on Kindle. That's right, we've outlined our entire program in one simple read. If you haven't done so already, go over to hpwl.info/ebook and download your copy now. You'll get the exact tools we teach in our Fast Track to Freedom program, plus a full set of food freedom resources you can start exploring today. Again, all you need to do is go to hpwl.info/ebook. Now back to a regular podcast. So the visualization I always had was me, living in this place in Thailand and people making pilgrimages to this place to receive the guidance, and or, me still having the platforms that I have today. YouTube was the thing that was there for me, which we are on YouTube if you want to watch these on video. Would love to start it. Let's start it now. Go ahead and do the whole like bell thing on YouTube and like and subscribe and tell me that you're starting to watch a video. If you're usually watching me on audio, these are also on our Facebook community page and I record them here live. Yeah, that was always the vision. And, in order for me to, if that is truly my authentic, I had a friend once who told me, she was like, your karma is abundant. She said that just like whatever that would be, abundant karma, like the energy is high, or that of someone who is wealthy. And so, yeah, that's like the transformation the journey that I've been on recently is stepping into that and getting past the fears of like hurting other people, because of finances and what people can do or not. But it's just like trusting, and try to make things available for anyone at any different rate. But then like, it's more just like when your consciousness develops to a place, then I think that like the amount of money that you value to, I don't know, it becomes a match for like the people that's a match for. And anyway, I'm digressing here. Anyway, so in order for me to get to that vision that I feel for sure is mine, like the spiritual, abundant leader, transformation leader, it requires me to have to, get out of my comfort zone again and do things like take myself out of the front end program. So if you have been considering doing the Hypnosis for Permanent Weight Loss program, you may want to start now if you want to actually experience the coaching with myself, because I am starting to now train Rusty, who's amazing. And I will make sure that like he does just as good, if not better of a job than I do, coaching in that program. And then having, the next program, Dana Penenberg has been on our team for at least 2 years now and does the most beautiful healing somatic work. And she's brilliant. She sees people's unconscious patterns better than I can. And like connects the dots in like a just wonderful, wonderful way. And like, yeah, just being in her presence is a gift. And when you're in our program, you also have coaching with her and like one-on-one deep dive sessions with her. And they're just like these really spiritual, beautiful healing sessions. I brought her on because I experienced a session with her. I had lower back pain And after working with her for one session, it went away, um, and didn't come back for like a year or something. Like I have kind of like a chronic lower back thing, but like it was really like not going away. And just one session with her, it was released. And recently, our clients have been doing sessions with her for pain and experiencing really tremendous breakthroughs in that area. So, yeah, she just really works amazing things. So, yes. And then if people want one-on-one coaching, we now have an advanced option for that after they do the initial Fast Track to Freedom program for emotional eating. And then there's also an option to work with me just one-on-one. Um, Obviously that's like a much higher ticket experience, but it's working together for a year. Um, and you just basically get full access to me. You also get the Fast Track to Freedom modules, you get the accelerator modules, like everything that we've done for the last, for my entire vocation of this work since 2015. That just like all, and it also includes like a full day, NLP personal breakthrough session where you're getting past all your major negative emotions using timeline therapy, um, and hypnosis and parts integration and all of these amazing things. And like a quarterly intensive together and a 30-minute one-on-one bi-weekly or once a week, depending on what you need. Um, And I'm just really excited about that. I'm excited to see who that attracts. And I'm really excited because like that's my jam, Like, and I just love that. I love someone that's just so aligned, um, and is just so dedicated to just like showing up for themselves and to like deepen their spirituality and faith and get more authentic within themselves and like just be with and work on every single aspect of their life that comes up, whether it's food, body, and weight or relationships or whatever. Um, so yeah, I think I wrote down in my journal the other day that I really desire to have 5 one-on-one clients at that level. And so all the work that we're doing now, um, is to just make it so that that gets to be possible, right? So that everyone's needs get to be met, and our impact gets to be greater. And but I've noticed, and this is whenever we're stepping into more of our self-worth or owning it or saying yes to ourselves and our dream, like the more turmoil can come up. Um, and it's been very tumultuous for me. All my stuff came up, I've been freaking crying a lot and just feeling the pain of just like letting go of the old programming and yeah, and I'm just grateful that I have the experience and the support that I have because I would probably think, really buy into the beliefs that everything was falling apart, if I wasn't aware of how energy works and what happens when we step into, um, that next evolution of ourselves. Um, it's just part of the process. And yeah, it's just really, really wonderful and um, challenging and all the things. Um, but wow, like what an amazing, I don't know. I'm just moved. I'm moved by all the things, just like the right teachers that come in at the right times. I had this sense inside me probably 4 months ago or 5 months ago, or maybe even prior to that, but it actually came to me because I wait for the invitation, but I was invited to check out this coach and she's all, very high level of consciousness and, all around. She's done so much work on herself with self-worth, but she was like, this badass business owner, but she was also like really burnt out and like in the masculine all the time and in fear, scarcity, lack all the time. And she made her whole career around. I'm actually going to be interviewing her on the podcast coming soon in May. Her name is Elise Archer. So we can get excited for that. But yeah, just really like how to bring in the feminine side of this work and like, the faith aspect and everything else. And it's been, anyway, so, she came in, I wanted to attract also a group of like really high vibe friends, um, that were just, creating their lives and making things happen. And, they were part of this community as well. And I'm connected with them very closely. And, yeah, it's like just to see the path, and to just know, yeah. And it's just like that's what I want for everyone, is for them to like really truly deeply know themselves. Like this is my path, but like my thing is like I know that underneath people's mental obsession with food, body, and weight is their true self. Um, Whatever addiction, whatever is taking and occupying up so much mental real estate in your mind is like you cannot think about anything else. Like if I did not get past my mental obsession with food, body, and weight, I would not be able to create anything that I'm creating right now. Like this business being one service aspect, but like the woman I get to be, like the level of support that I've gotten, the learnings that I've been able to receive, like none of it that I get to share and like emanate more love and expansion out into the world and make the world a better place in the ways that feels most aligned for me. Yeah, it's just really remarkable. And it's like, wow, what else? Like how much better can it get, at 33 years young, I'll be 34 in April. And it just gets better and better. I'm just really excited about that. And so yes, as we're all, getting clearer and clearer on what that, and the way that you can know, right? So as you're like, okay, like how do I know about my self-worth, or, you know, that I'm on the right path and these types of things. First of all, like you don't really need to know. You don't have to know that. Um, there was a lot of years of my life where I had absolutely no idea, and it felt like I was just throwing spaghetti at a wall and hoping something stuck. Um, and I think sometimes people can get too mentally hung up on like, who am I and what am I doing and what are my goals and what do I actually want? And I get it. But I don't want people to get stuck there. I think it's more looking at what's in the way, what's still a problem, and kind of trusting that whatever the problem is what the work is to do to maybe get on that path of clarity, which is what, our Fast Track to Freedom program is all about for people. But that was my experience of being like, okay, I'm obsessed with food, body, and weight stuff. Like it's a problem for me. I need to admit it. I need to get help. And I'm so done with this. And that, then led me to be like, okay, well, now what do I really feel like I want to create? And then it was like, I really would love to be an entrepreneur. I want to be able to travel. I want to be able to work from anywhere. And then that came in, but then it was like, but now I have this problem of like, how do I start a business? I had no idea how to do that. But then it's like, but then that teacher appeared, right? And then here we are 9 years later. And then like relationship was always on my mind, right? And then it's like, okay, so I got to get support in that area. And that teacher came in, right? And she's now a part of our programs that we have for our clients, because we find that there's a lot of relationship stuff that goes along with our relationship with food, body, and weight. I know for me, like all growing up, it was food, but it was also boys, like, and it's all wrapped up in self-worth, and it's all wrapped up in like how to be really loving and open in communication, and also like understanding the biology between masculine and feminine. And like there really are things to learn to have a really like conscious, beautiful marriage, or just relationship. And I always saw them and I emulated them, but like I was not producing those results. And we're never stuck, and we never have to stay that way, but it's like it's just understanding and studying ourselves and learning what's going on in our minds, and getting a mentor, and doing things a different way and kind of trusting that. But if we're not taking action on getting that stuff out of the way, out of your head, it's really just hurting you. It's really unnecessary suffering. And my experience has been like just trusting that whoever comes onto my path and is just like speaking my story and saying they can help, like I'm going to inquire about that. Like I'm going to go to that. I'm going to hire them for that. And I always know what's the right fit. Sometimes it's not, the right fit, but when you know. So anyway, I trust everyone that they know too. If you know that you feel connected to me, and you know that you relate to the things I talk about in the podcast and the experiences I've been through, food, body, weight, but then also like narcissistic relationships and emotional abuse and, just like being like a go-getter and always like achieving, high achiever, and and like you're into spirituality or you're curious about it, or just the hypnosis aspect in general, it may be a missing piece if you haven't watched our free training yet to get the experience of the hypnosis. I mean, I talk to people all day long who watch that and they're like, oh my God, I could relax for the first time. Oh my God, I wasn't thinking about food, since I listened to it. And that was what I needed, because I wasn't always like a super spiritual person. Or at least I didn't really know it, or like I didn't feel it, I guess, as much. But anyway, I understood the science behind it, or like I was open to it, but until I experienced it, I didn't really know. So that's why we have that Healthy Hypnosis Hour training, and we do it live every month. So if you haven't looked at that, at the end of this episode, if you're on the podcast and you're listening, there's the link to get that training. Yeah, it's I'm trying to remember the number, 1-855-BE-ALIVE. You text the word hypnosis to 1-855-BE-ALIVE and you get the hypnosis training. And like, I just go into more detail on how this works and the results that our clients get. So, all there for you to just check it out. We also have the ebook out now, hpwl.info/ebook, I believe. That's also going to be in the middle of our podcast now. So just lots of avenues to like get that first taste and to like prep yourself. Because if you know, if you feel called again to like get closer, then I really just want to invite you to step in and do so. Just book a call and just find out more information. Like you'll know, if you know. I had a friend once, I've talked about this before, and she's just like, I think I'm going to hire that coach. And she's like, in 6 months. And I was like, well, why don't you book a call with her now and just like find out, so that you don't have to just wait until then. You know what I mean? And she's like, oh yeah, good idea. And then like, turns out it was totally aligned for her then. And she signed up then, So like, are you even going to be alive 6 months from now? Like life is happening now. If you feel a call for something, do it now. I had a member of the team in the past say like, not every, like, what did she call me? I don't know. She said something about me being like unique, and like, not everybody just takes action right away on things like you do. Like people need time to like feel it out. And I'm like, okay, that's right. And but I wish more people were like that, because then you could join me in life just being like more and more amazing all the time. Anyway, so yes, as far as like knowing your purpose, knowing your path, like you don't need to know it, but pay attention to what keeps you up at night. Pay attention to what's occupying your thoughts all day long. If it's food, body, and weight, then how can I get them out? How can I create space? How can I be done with constantly thinking about this anymore? And you got to feel done, like every single time that I've taken on journeys, like I'm done, like I'm seriously done. It's like, that's a good indicator of like, it's like, I feel like I can't go this way, and I feel like I can't go that way, right? I feel like I can't diet, but I also feel like I don't want to be fat, right? So it's like, well, then what's the answer? You know what I mean? It's like, well, I got to figure out a way to just like be done with the mental craziness. So then I'm not just staying stuck in the craziness, you know? So anyway, I kind of think that's like the best way to look at it, is just like one problem at a time and kind of trusting, that entire thing and how it goes through. And then kind of expecting along the way the same kind of thing is like, as you step into that and as you start to say yes to you, the way that I've started to say yes to myself. Oh, and by the way, the other aspect, I think I mentioned it before, is you can travel with me now. Um, Traveling was such an amazing way for me to expand my mind. Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about how there's two ways to change the mind. One is by learning something new, which you would learn in the Hypnosis for Permanent Weight Loss program. The other one is traveling. I learned so many amazing things traveling, like just the whole thing, and we wanted to make it so that there was a built-in community of like really high vibe people that are attracted to me as well, because whenever I hire a coach, like I can trust that whoever they attracted are going to be great because I like the coach, if that makes sense. So it like expands your network, going to be around other, amazing human beings, but then it's also like done for you and it's really high vibe. Recently I've been watching The Bachelor, and they travel and they have like these really high vibe experiences. Like they're in lavender fields and they're in thermal baths, and they're experiencing like really high end, museums, and something I love is Michelin star restaurants, and like cooking classes and fun activities that the culture likes to get into. So I've hired a travel advisor who is planning this trip. I actually just got all the info today. We're going to Portugal in July, and we are going to Europe around Christmas time for like the Christmas markets and like a day of skiing and all this type of stuff. So if you're interested in that, you can check out hpwl.co and book a call with us and just make sure that you let us know that you're interested in that as well. We're going to be doing like webinars on those Europe trips, just to give people a better taste and maybe get to meet other people who are interested in all that kind of stuff. So stay tuned for all that. But anyway, to expect that as you're stepping in, like, and saying like, okay, I'm going to invest in me, I'm going to, get myself some support, say by doing the Fast Track to Freedom program, right? You can expect that like, as you make that decision to be someone who is mentally and emotionally free from food, body, and weight, like versus someone who identifies as a dieter or someone who identifies as a food addict, like as soon as you change what you're identifying yourself as, expect that there's going to be challenges. Expect that it could be emotional. Expect that it could feel, just really challenging. But, it's got to be like, like I'm willing to go through a bit of a storm, and I'm going to equip myself with like people who get it and can support me through it, so that I can get this end result and I can experience the freedom, the inner peace, the lasting joy, the fulfilling relationships, the abundant living, the whatever experiences, being present with my family that I care about, that I really want. And I just want that for everyone if that's what they want. Join me in this amazing world of transformation. Thank you again for being with me on this journey. Thank you for your support. Thank you to my clients for their support. They're just the most wonderful clients I could ever imagine. And I'm excited for more. I'm excited to see who else, my stepping into this attracts next. And, the amount of lives that we can serve. I wonder, around, just like leaders in general and like getting more just awareness, and I think that blend of the science background that I have with my nursing and being able to explain the science of hypnosis like we do in the Healthy Hypnosis Hour can be really impactful and like resonate with people more than just someone just speaking about hypnosis. So I am in a program right now that's teaching me and supporting me a coaching program to do a TEDx talk. So I am applying for that. So I'm excited to be able to spread an idea that matters around this area of life, and just do anything that I can with the gifts that I have been given. I've been told it's through my voice to really continue to make a positive imprint on our planet that I do love and care about so much. I care about our environment so much. Really care about the whole global warming thing, but I also have faith, and that's also why I really care about, people getting this stuff out of their headspace and getting more clarity on who they are, maybe in more of a spiritual realm, because I believe that when people are actually in alignment and living the life that they've been called to live without all the stuff in the way, that's like how the human, species can continue or will be able to. And I just love human beings, and I love everything we've created, and I trust that everything we've done up until this time is amazing. And I trust that, my soul, along with many, many, many others, have come here to support you in waking up and to hear the calling, and to invite you to step in to your greatness, to own your self-worth, to know it's safe to get out of your comfort zone and say yes to you. So thank you so much. And I hope you take advantage of all the things I mentioned today. Again, the website, hpwl.co, will have it all, including the hypnosis, free hypnosis training and all that kind of stuff. So enjoy all the resources, and I love you so much, and we'll see you next time. If you are serious about taking action on your struggle with food, body, and weight, then this is for you. Go ahead and text the word hypnosis to 855-BE-ALIVE. That's 855-232-5483. Immediately after texting that number, you will get access to our free training that will tell you why you can't figure the food, body, and weight thing out, why you can't keep weight off even after you've been successful in the past, and how to actually overcome it, including a mini hypnosis session at the end. Don't miss out. Text the word hypnosis to 855-BE-ALIVE. That's 855-232-5483.